Jay LaRock, percent off collector, and we're here with another What's in the Suitcase? Yeah, this is a suitcase. Look at that. It's a suitcase. Why do I have all this stuff in a suitcase? Well, because I went out to LA, and while I was there, I hit up a bunch of Ross's and DD discounts, and I came back with a whole lot of stuff here. And I have some tips on how you can be a person that collects stuff while you're out without having to ship it back and pay a lot for shipping. And also, inside this box, you'll see some of those prices. There is the lowest priced transformer I have ever seen anywhere, brand new in the box. Let's get to the whiteboard. Quickly before we begin, I know all the YouTubers say it, but we're trying to reach 500 subscriptions. So if you like this video, please consider giving us a like, comment, sub, and hit that notification button because we're doing videos every single week. At least 2, most of the time 3. Thanks a lot. All right, here we are back at the whiteboard, and as you can see, I picked up a lot of stuff on my recent trip to California. I was out there for a mixture of work and pleasure. I wonder if you can guess which one is which. Now, you know me. I never turn away from a discount. So for me, I was looking for those bargains every free chance I got. And especially because there's no DD's discount where I am at. So in Washington. So when I found out that they had DD's discount in California, in LA, I was like, yo, I gotta check it out. Now, what's cool about it is not only did I get to check out one, I got to check out 4 because they weren't really that far apart from each other. You know, especially if you have a car, which luckily I rented a car. So I wanted to show you some of the stuff that I got. Now, some of this stuff I'm not going to open up because either I'm going to keep it in box or I'm just not ready to open up yet. Some of this down here, you can already see that I have opened it up because I needed room to get back here. So I'm going to explain exactly how I was able to pull that off. But first, let's get through some of this stuff because, you know, we got to make some room here, make some room so I can boom, shakalaka boom, you know what I'm saying? All right, so I'm going to show this off first because this was one of those things that really excited me to get. And this is the Transformers the movie Studio Series Buzzworthy Bumblebee, Ironhide, and Prowl from the Transformers the movie in '86. Now, I love that movie. Let's get in a little closer because they deserve their close-up. I love that movie. I still watch it. I got the 4K release and everything, and I think it's sweet. It's funny because I was older by the time I watched this. I didn't watch it when it came out. So I didn't have that reaction. By then, Optimus Prime already came back, and they were already in G2. So the destruction of the Autobots didn't do anything to me. Though, even though as a kid, there was nothing cartoons that really got to me. I think the only movie I ever cried was, it was like one of those Disney movies where they had the snow dogs, and one of the snow dogs died. Or something like, it wasn't Snow Dogs, it was older. It was like one of those Iditarod race movies or something. But like cartoons, no. I actually thought it was just sweet that you actually saw robots being taken out because, you know, with G.I. Joe, everyone got winged in the shoulder or something. It wasn't until the movie that you actually saw blood and someone that could actually die, even though they changed that ending in the movie as well. But this one I had seen for like $50 plus, I believe. But you can see what I got it for here, $14.99. And I mean, that's like $7.50 a figure. And that's sweet. And I ended up getting 2. So you say, wait a minute, you got 2. Where's the other one? Oh, well, first let's move this out the way. Well, here, I can show you what it looks like on the back. Just you can see. Now, by the way, I did find this also at my Ross here in Washington. So don't fret, you might still be able to find this, though it might be a month before this comes out for you guys to see it. So as you can see, I also got 2, so I got some loose, and I transformed them. So you can see that here. So this is what he looks like transformed. So that's Ironhide, and then let me show you Prowl. And I always liked these guys from G1 too. I always thought Ironhide was cool, you know, tough warrior and all that. I thought he was cool, so I was like, I had to get my hands on that. So this goes to my first tip. So I knew that I would be taking this on my carry-on going back on my flight. So one of the things that I made sure to do was transform him, because I knew that in robot form, even, you know, in the carry-on, something can shake, someone could bump it, depending on where it is on my carry-on, something could break apart. Now, maybe it wouldn't have fully broken, but I didn't even want it to just pop off and me having to pop it back on or risk losing something. So by transforming it, you make a much harder surface. So if it takes a little bang, it's not likely to break something unless you had like a spoiler or something. Like maybe this, I mean, this is so low and is built in, not really. But maybe if you had like an antenna or something like that, maybe you still could have ran into something. But the fact that I was able to transform them made it much easier for me to bring these on my carry-on. So that was really cool for me to do. Next, let's do some of these figures, because these are going to go along with these Apex that I'm going to show you as well. So they had a great sale at Ross featuring Apex Legends. Now, I only played a little bit of the Apex Legends game. By that time, I was kind of out of the whole FPS survival games. I was tired. I played the Battlefield one, Battlegrounds. I played a whole bunch of the ones that came out, and I just was tired. But I did like this character because Lifeline was one of the people that I actually played. And also, I love Lifeline from G.I. Joe, so I just thought that was cool. By the way, G.I. Joe Classified, you need to come out with Lifeline, because I'll probably buy that day one without a discount. But, so that's cool. So as you can see, awesome price. I don't know if people don't like them. I don't know if it's just the game wasn't popular enough, because, you know, some of the Fortnite figures sold, even though you see a lot of those at Ross as well. League of Legends sold, even though you see a lot of those cheap as well. But I don't know. All of these were $2.99. So I'm going to show you all the different boxes that I got. But here she is, because I got one to open and one to keep, at least in the box for now. So this is what she looks like out of the box. I just love all that's going on with her. The gun, all the medical stuff. I always like playing medic. I love that. The IV bag and all that. The headphones, the Afro puffs. Everything about this is just cool. And it comes with her little drone as well. So, I mean, $2.99. I mean, come on, guys. You can't pass that up. You just can't. And then next up, another one here. Now, this one, I never played her. I don't even remember her. I assume maybe she came later on. So again, you know, $2.99. And I was just like, look, gotta get it. I mean, if you guys have seen the channel before, thank you for coming back, first of all. But I collect a lot of women action figures. I collect everything that I like. But I realized that there were a lot of women characters that I thought that was cool, that was well done. And it just became a thing where I started doing women action figures. And to be honest, a lot of reviews I see, a lot of people aren't buying too many women action figures unless it's like really famous people like Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Batgirl. So I just thought, hey, you know what? I like these characters. It's cool. Maybe it gives me a mini niche or something. Probably not. I'm sure there's a million channels out there that have better reviews. But hey, I like doing it and it's fun. So here's how she looks out of the box. Interesting. You know, it's so funny. It just, whenever I saw this, I don't know if anyone's a Seinfeld fan. It made me think of the puffy shirt episode from Seinfeld. I have her gun somewhere. I think I put it in a bag so I wouldn't lose it on the way back. That's another thing for anyone traveling. If you do open your figures, just go ahead and throw them all in a little bag that you can seal. That way they don't fall out and get lost in your bag. And next thing you know, you lost a gun or some kind of other accessory that you were supposed to get. So these are two there that I picked up. And then my last one that I picked up was actually a G.I. Joe Classified. So just to go back, the reason why I opened these up basically was because I was running out of room in my backpack. Because at first I was like, oh, I went to one DD's discount and I picked up like 2 or 3 things. And I was like, okay, I can still fit that on with my carry-on and my backpack. But then as I started to go to more and find more, I was like, oh man. So I was able to pick this guy up for $5.99. And if you know me, I like to collect the G.I. Joe Classified line, which, though I'll admit, I've seen so many now at Ross and other discount stores that unless it's a character that I really, really into, I'm just going to wait. Like, I'm not just going to pick up a character just because. I actually picked up the Trouble Bubble the other day, and I'm going to be doing a review on that because it was half price off on Target. So, I mean, you know me, I'm the discount, percent off collector anyway. But when I find deals like this, it's just sweet. So having another Cobra Trooper to go along with my collection, I have the Crimson Guard, and I have like the Bat, and I have the regular Cobra Trooper, and I have the Vipers. So adding him as well is going to be really sweet. And then the last one I picked up is this one, Princess Buttercup, and this was also at Ross. And it's funny because I also have the blue dress version of this, and I didn't even realize there was a red dress. It's kind of weird. When I see this, it kind of reminds me of like a religion type robe. My sister was the one who got me to watch The Princess Bride, and it's like I actually thought it was cool. It's one of those things where when you're a kid, you're like, I don't want to watch that, and then you watch it, and you're like, oh, not so bad. So again, another woman action figure, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And a lot of these I'll do a proper review later on, but for me, I just thought this was cool, and for $5.99, the price was right. All right, so those are those loose ones there. So let me show you some more of the ones that I got. So you can see here, as I said, this was also $2.99, so that's still in the box. This one I will be doing a review for as well. I didn't play this character either, but again, I like the accessories. I mean, that looks cool. I don't even know what it does. As I said, I never played her, but it looks really sweet, so I can't wait to get that. And again, these were, you can see they're $2.99, so I can't turn away from that. Basically, any of these that I see for $2.99, really almost any figure that I see for $2.99, I'll get it just so I could, if nothing else, just learn more about articulation, posing, doing pictures, things like that. So that's cool. And then I also picked up this guy who, again, never played him, but I think it's cool. I love that weapon. Again, the accessories, I just love how much they have going on. The color scheme is cool. So again, for the $2.99 price, very sweet indeed. Let me know in the comments if any of you guys collected this line, or if maybe you're thinking about collecting it now that it's on sale at places. All those were Ross pickups. So anyone, if you watch any of the pickups for Ross, you'll probably see this a million times, because this guy is always showing up on those episodes, and because he's always there. And I've seen this over and over and over for $5.99. And then I went when I was out there, I went to Ross again, and they had one of these stickers on it. And it's interesting because this is going to tie into something I talk about, the Transformer, later, which I didn't realize that DD's Discount and Ross are basically the same company, and you'll see why when you see the sticker. So if you're ever in there, keep a lookout for this like pinkish purple sticker, because they'll drop item prices even more. So this was $5.99, dropped to $3.49, and I just said, all right, I gotta do that. And this is one that I'm not really looking to do a full review or anything for, so I don't mind opening this up. And you never know, sometimes unfortunately I've seen even at Ross where people let their kids and other people come in and mess things up, and things end up missing. But doesn't look like that's the case. Looks like I'm good to go. So we're just gonna do a quick opening just to look at it. That's it. So there we go, pretty sweet. It's interesting how light it is. The plastic feels lighter than like those Apex Legends one. I do like how you have the hard plastic coat that he has going on. Pretty cool. And then cool accessories. You got the bow. What's this? Oh, is this the chest piece? Yeah, you got the chest piece. Oh no, this is the cup. This is a cup. So this is his chalice cup. His pimp cup he got here. Look at that. Got a scarf going on. Oh, I like you can move the scarf around. So that's sweet. Has decent articulation. Looks like double joints, all that. Double joints in the elbow too. So not bad. I mean, I thought the movie was okay. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was okay. But there you go. So $3.49. I got no problem with that. So let me show you this. This I actually picked up at a proper thrift store, just because I was like, wow. Now this was, I think, $2.49, and I have like a crazy cat lady. Let me see if I can grab it right quick. Yep. So I like getting these characters that are just something that I didn't think about. Now, I've heard of Jane Austen and her novels and stuff like that, so I do know about that. I mean, honestly, how many people know about Jane Austen only from the Family Guy episode where they're taking Chris through time to learn about history, and they basically stop in Jane Austen's time to let out pent-up time farts? Let me know in the comments if that's the only way you've ever heard of Jane Austen. So you can see that. I just think it's just awesome. Jane Austen action figure. So I just think that's cool, and it tells you a little bit about the novels and what she writes about, the observational humor and all that. I'm not gonna lie, I never read one of her books, but that's something that I should do, because I do hear that it does give you a good insight into the times, and then, you know, written from that perspective too is something that is really useful. So for me, like, again, this is more about adding another figure that I never really thought about until seeing it here to my action figure. So of course you can see the book here, one of the ones that, if you know Jane Austen, I mean, you know, you've heard that, you know, her book associated with her, Pride and Prejudice, which is, you know, really known. Now, I really like this background too. I may hold on to this a little bit just to take pictures with it. You can see it comes with the book and it comes with the quill. And then the figure itself is pretty simple, you know, nothing crazy. But again, I just like it because it's just a figure that if you see it, you never think like, oh, they made this figure and wow, it is stiff. But once you start loosening it up, it's not bad. It's just stiff at first. And looks like you don't really get much motion with the legs. I don't even think it bends at the knee because you have this gigantic base to sit on. You do get a waist turn, and you do get some head turn. So that's not bad. I mean, look, it stands pretty easy. So that's pretty cool. And this will go along with my Women of Action figure. It does qualify, so that's sweet. All right, so moving right along. So another one that I picked up at the thrift store was this League of Legends Darius. I did play him a little bit in League of Legends, but it wasn't my main character. I was a Sona player. She was kind of like healer, also did damage, at least back in the day. I'm talking about back in the day, like 3-4 years. So if she's changed a lot since then, don't at me, because when I played back then, it was mainly for like healing and a little bit of crowd control. You could speed people up, and then her ultimate like would stun people, hold people in place, allowing your other characters to come in. So I like these. I have a couple of 4 other 4-inch figures from this line. I have Jinx, and I also have a bunch of Fortnite characters. So I picked this up for also $2.49, and I just felt that it really lined up with my other 4-inch figure collection, especially for my pictures. And I keep mentioning pictures. You can see them on % Off Collector on Instagram. So I like these. I really like the detail in both their smaller line and their bigger line. And you can see here comes with a little weapon. Glad I have my scissors ready to go for this one. Nice axe. It comes with a stand. And then the figure itself, which is tied down. And you got the case. in the back. So, woo! Say goodbye to that. So this figure looks really, really cool. Um, you know, the thing with League of Legends is all the different skins that you can get for it. But I really think that a lot of default skins are really nice as well. And, ooh, like, that's a hard fit right there. But that's pretty nice. With the axe and everything, looking sweet. So very, very cool looking figure. So, oops. All right, so we got a couple of more here. So, as I said, while I was out there, DD's discount, that was the major thing that I wanted to see because I kept hearing about how cool it was. And I came across this one here. Actually, two of these. I'll show you the other one in just a second. So these are basically like Lego-esque. I don't think they're official Lego because I don't see the Lego line logo, but you can build them. And I actually got a couple of these way back like 5 years ago. I went to Las Vegas and at Circus Circus, where people make fun of it because it's one of the worst hotel casinos, but the first floor is your regular gambling. Second floor is like a carnival. It's like kids, arcade and, skee ball. It has the coin drop. And I actually won a couple of smaller versions of these in that. So when I saw this at DD's discount, I was like, oh man, this is sweet. I mean, if nothing else, the box art looks sweet. I mean, you can see it's a 150 piece construction set. It comes with the little figures. When it builds it, it looks pretty sweet. I mean, that's just something that whether you build it or you just leave it in the box, it looks pretty good. Now, unfortunately, I did get a little bit of damage coming back, but I don't care because I plan to open and build these. But just to give you an idea, look at that, $2.99, just in case for the people, $2.99. And original, only $5.99. So I mean, when they say original, they mean their discount original. So again, you see that sticker. This was from DD's. So this matches the same stickers that you see. Like I said, maybe other people know that and they're like, duh, how come you didn't know that? I did not know DD's and Ross was the same. It's interesting because LA has both. Literally, there's one on one block and one on the other in some places, and it was cool. So I was like, okay. You can see that they have other ones. There was a Sky Striker there. There was. It was $9.99, but it was pretty big. It was like maybe, you can't see, but it's like out to here, like maybe even farther than my fingers. And at that point, I already had a bunch of items. And I was like, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to put that in my carry-on. Now, this is a good point to talk quickly about the second thing and most important about when you go out and buy things, when you're on a vacation. So it's always good if you have either an option to have something checked, especially if you have pretty much any of the airline credit cards. They'll give you the option to give you one free checked bag. And that's a really good thing to have just in case. Another mini tip before I go into more of that is if your carry-on ends up getting too big because you're stuffing it full of treasure, you can end up checking it and they won't charge you. At least most of the airlines. Don't ask me about something like Spirit or one of those because I won't fly that because that's just terrible. I'd rather pay than deal with that. But most airlines will put it away. But the reason why I mentioned the checked bag is what I ended up doing is after a while I realized there was too much stuff that I got and there was no way they were going to fit on my carry-on. So you know how you can fix that if you have a free checked bag? Go to the thrift store and buy a suitcase. They all have suitcase, or I mean, man, you look on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, people give it away for free. So you can get any size that you want. I mean, it's a weight limit more than a size limit, but I mean, unless you're packing like super heavy characters or whatever, I don't think you'll break the limit. I think the limit's like 50 pounds, 60 pounds. I mean, you have to check your own airline. But then what you do is you just put all those items into that bag. Usually, since that's all you're putting in there, you can put clothes or packing materials to make it more protective while it's being traveled. Because, I mean, they are going to just throw it in the plane. I mean, I've seen places where they throw it pretty hard. So you still want to keep in mind, if you're like a super box collector, you want to be careful because I think some of these scratches up here came before. But you know, if you're a super box collector, you know, you gotta realize that things could get damaged no matter how well you pack it. So that's just a warning to everyone. But that's a little trick that I say to do. So I picked that up. And this one, the price got scratched off, and the lady ended up giving it to me for $2.99 as well. And this is cool, the Cobra Hiss. I really like the way it looks. I love the fact that I mean, it makes sense. Obviously, they're going to show you what it looks like. But I really like seeing how it looks like, because, you know, if something doesn't really build and look cool, then I'm not going to want to go through the trouble of building it. But the fact that it does look pretty sweet, and the price point is awesome, $2.99 for that. So you can see, and this one also talks about a different line. So you have the Night Raven, the Cobra Fang, the Ferret, and the Rattler, all that you could collect. And honestly, I'm going to be on the lookout for these. I've never seen these in Ross. I only saw this at DD's Discount. I went to 3 different DD's Discounts, and I saw 3 different ones. I saw this in one, the Snowcat, and then I saw the Sky Striker. So very, very interesting. So very cool. Again, $2.99. This one I'm eventually going to build, but I'm just not going to open it right now, because I mean, I'm not doing a building video anyway. Maybe I'll do a building video. Let me know if you guys want to see something like that. Let me know. I'll be willing to do that. It's better than me trying to transform something. All right, so last and least is this guy here. Now, this guy looks like he came from Temu, but he did not. Now, I already have this character. I got him, I think, on a Best Buy sale like 6 months ago. This was literally one of the ones I bought when I started collecting Transformers again. So this is the Transformers Legacy Autobot Skids. But the reason why I saved this for last is not because of the Transformer itself, which is cool. I mean, it's a cool Transformer. It's because of the price. Look at that, man. 49 cents. It looks like there's 2 of these pink stickers. Now, going from what I've seen, a lot of these were, when I see at Ross, they usually start around $7.99, then they go to $5.99. I know right after Christmas, there were some that had these stickers that were $3.49. I got Nightbird, I think, for $3.49. I've never seen 49 cents. Honestly, it shocked me so much that I thought that when I went up to the checkout, that the lady was going to be like, no. But, you know, I mean, you can see, obviously, no one's peeled it off. Or, I mean, they make these stickers crazy hard to remove anyway. So I don't think it was, well, I think when they scan it anyway, it says what it is. So you know it's legit. But either way, oh yeah, and you see original $7.99. So that's what I'm saying. That's the original price that they discount at. So I think that I got this for $9.99 on Best Buy, and it originally was like $20 when it first came out. But 49 cents. I mean, I don't care if the box, I didn't open this yet. I mean, I can open it because I don't keep these in the box, and I don't care if it was broken. Like at this point, for 49 cents, I'd accept that just for the accessory, just for the freaking gun for 49 cents. So I mean, look, I know everyone asks for comments and stuff because it helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and pretend that I'm not hoping to have that happen with my channel as well. But I actually do want to know, has anyone out there got a discount on a new anything, whether it's a Transformer or an action figure? Has anyone got a price that low? I have never seen that. Now, again, as I said, I've only been collecting for about a year, so it's not like I'm talking about I've been collecting for a long time and seen a lot. So, but I'm just saying, I've been to a lot of discounts. I've watched a lot of discounts, and I'm sure that if someone had gotten a deal like that, oh look, you know what? His head is missing. That's what I noticed. So I'm just checking. I'm just checking the box. So it doesn't look like it's in there. So it looks like that's what's missing from it. But you know what? Again, 49 cents, I do not care. I do not care that it does not have its head for 49 cents. Anyway, the truth is, since I already have this character, I'm probably just going to transform him into his vehicle mode and leave him like that, and then have the other one in the robot mode. But it seemed to have his gun, and actually I didn't leave it on. I didn't take it out for the other one, but it also has his little gun here, and then the ones here. Wow, that was extra put down. So yeah, so there you go. So all this and more that I picked up on my trip, and I just had a great time getting all this stuff, and I hope you had a great time geeking out with me as I opened it up. Hey, thanks for checking out the channel, and if you like what you've seen, please consider giving us a like, comment, a sub, all that stuff. It really helps the algorithm as we try to make a push to reach out to more collectors that, like me, like to get that discount. Because you know how I say, no discount, no deal. Alright, catch you later.